We got something now that nobody else in the world has, and that is black powder. Chinese make the very first gun. They take a big piece of bamboo and they're going to haul it out and pack some gunpowder in there. They put a spear down there and lit it. It was the first gun. And they made little rockets, little cannons, fireworks, flaming arrows to terrify their enemies. And that's pretty much the extent of it. So a few hundred years go by, and then we have a European. I know you guys have heard of him because he seems to hang out in swimming pools a lot. Yeah, Marco Polo. You guys ever heard of Marco Polo?
I played it lots of times.
All right, okay. Well, that's a real guy, Marco Polo. And Marco was traveling from Europe in a caravan all across the Middle East to go over to trade with the Chinese, and also down there in India, the subcontinent, trade with the Indians. Finds out about the gunpowder, brings it back, starts working with it. Europeans, and they make these big old cannons here. So this is a 3-pound cannon. That is a real cannon. That's a 6-pounder, and then over there is an 8-pounder. The cannons get their name not from the weight of the cannon, because trust me, it weighs a lot more than 3 pounds, but from the weight of the cannonball that they shoot. This is a 5-pounder, so it's a little bit bigger. We come in on the cannon there. So I can't get it down in the bore. That's called the bore. Same thing on a pistol or a rifle. Bore, barrel, down the bottom is the breech. So you work in a team if you were a cannoneer. 3 to 5 guys. Everybody has a job to do. You practice because your life depends on it. By practicing in about 45 seconds, you'll have the cannon cleaned out, reloaded, and ready to shoot again. Gunpowder was coming in barrel in kegs. You have a little wooden shovel called a ladle that you dip out the amount of gunpowder you needed. How much gunpowder does it take to shoot a cannonball? Basic mathematics. Just take the weight of the cannonball, right? 5-pound cannonball right here. You take that weight and you divide that weight in half. How much do I have? What's half of 5? What's half of 5? That's right. Don't make me yell again. Little study up on those decimals, kids. What is half of, make it easier, what's half of 10?
5.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's how much gunpowder you'd use. So whatever the cannonball weighs, you just divide it in half. That's how much gunpowder you'd use. Make sure you get it correct, because if you put in, well, if you don't put in enough, the cannonball is not going to reach the target. Even worse is putting in too much. By putting in too much, you can actually have too much pressure in these cannons. These cannons are made of iron. Later on bronze. So they can eventually just shatter from the pressure. You got chunks of iron flying everywhere, which you stand around there can kill you, so be very cautious. So this is the position to shoot the cannon. So it's already like loaded, ready to go. So let's use our imagination. Boom, there goes the ball. Then myself, a couple of cannoneers are going to take this cannon, we're going to push it backwards. This is end battery, we're going to push it out of battery. And then one of the cannoneers is going to take the sponge, dip it in a bucket of soap water, clean out the inside of that barrel. Push it right down the board, clean it out, make sure there's no hot embers left in there, because you're putting gunpowder back in there. And then another cannoneer follows with what we call the worm. Looks a little bit like the worm, made out of iron. A little bit like a snake. It's very sharp right here because they stuff cloth, sometimes Spanish